I can take a hint.
Hey folks, it's been long as I haven't really just reacted to Rebecca Parham's channel for her stories about the terrible history of sports, but as the same thing goes with that, it's another thing that everybody knows about the scary war stories about it. But as now, the next video that, while summer is approaching and 10 years has already passed, so I meant to say is, what will the next one be? The next one is called this Barracuda story. I basically heard about Barracudas so far, so I'm going to turn over to Rebecca and see what she has feelings for the time that she went there on her vacation trip, and also scuba diving for anything. So without further ado, I'm going to let her turn it over, and let's see what she has to say. Go ahead.
Happy 10-year anniversary, explainers and entertainers! Can you believe it? This channel has been around for an entire decade.
Yeah, that was recorded in 2024.
For the occasion. You like it? Hope so. Live action Becca toiled over it for hours. 10 years on YouTube and I've become the personal stylist to a cartoon character. To mark
Well, I wouldn't expect about that.
the celebration, I have a very special story for you. Grab some champagne and brace yourself, explainers. This is the one I've been keeping in my back pocket for an entire decade on this channel.
I'm not sure if I always get the champagne, but more likely I get Red Bull. So don't judge me.
I give you the Barracuda story.
All right.
If you've been around long enough on my channel, you already know that since middle school, I have been a scuba diver. Mom and I both are. And can I just say, I kind of giggle a little bit that we as a society consider scuba diving to be an extreme sport, because that would make me an extreme athlete.
Really?
Oh yeah, baby, you like what you see? I am built extreme.
Well, you may not be extreme if you're the first-time person here.
Mind you, I'm not saying that scuba diving doesn't take serious training and has dangerous aspects to it, because it does. Just look up the effects of water pressure on the human body and you will see what I mean. But I don't really know how it got put in the same category as skydiving. If my equipment fails underwater, I just swim to the surface while steadily exhaling my breath. If your equipment fails when skydiving, you get to spend the next minute watching the ground get closer.
Well, you definitely will get hurt. I mean, you gotta pull it, please.
Perhaps using that time to ponder the life choices that led you to this moment. I should have just bought a motorcycle. Now, one thing that certainly can go wrong when scuba diving is interactions with the wildlife.
Right.
Please understand that in most of those cases, it is 100% the human's fault. And in the story that I'm about to tell, yeah, I may have done a big oopsie.
Well, I don't think you've done an oopsie with this, but if you completely had some bloopers to say, I mean, don't mind the judges. And viewers, too.
When I was in 7th grade, Mom and I decided that we wanted to spend a 3-day weekend diving in one of our favorite places, Cozumel, Mexico. We even invited our diving friend Susie with us because, you know, the more the merrier.
Well, I went to the one in Florida. Florida is the best place, and I love seeing the beaches. The view is spectacular in my own. And maybe I'll be doing a little bit of like snorkeling in the deep sea. So I definitely want to brace myself to try again. But as I've mentioned it before, here at Turks and Caicos, I just kind of like freaking out. But then I want to be much more relaxable, enjoy the water of life. I mean, just take a look at the exhibits down here. I mean, I really want to do this, but that's all I could definitely care for. Anything that's more realistic, I mean, that's just what it goes. But Florida, I love this place. I definitely looking to move here.
Now, very often on dive trips, Mom and I would find one of the ladies around the island offering hair braiding services and get my hair braided in cornrows with colorful beads on the end. Reasons for doing this: 1, I was totally pulling it off, and it did not look completely stupid on me. I don't know what you're talking about.
Well, I didn't hear that.
2, most importantly, it made managing my hair on these trips so much easier. No need to deal with salty, tangled hair getting caught everywhere with these neat and tidy braids.
All right, that's fine
so when we got to Cozumel for our 3-day weekend, we immediately got my hair braided with beads. Ooh, shiny. Day 1 of diving was great, so we were very excited for day 2. It was a small group, just me, Mom, Susie, a married couple, and our dive master.
Oh,
the
yes.
Dive master is basically the guide, responsible for keeping everybody safe, getting us from point A to point B, and showing off all the fishies.
Of course. I mean, this is definitely like a lot of rules that you gotta know of. I mean, quickly a desire.
We were all having fun, relaxing, floating along, looking at all the pretty things, when we got to a shallow area that had a sand bottom and lots of big rocks scattered about, each one covered in
cool.
coral and fish. We were all gathered round the dive master, who was showing us something at one of these rocks, when he turned to look upwards and pointed. Hanging out near the surface were two pretty large barracudas.
Okay, these are the ones that I'm talking about right now. And yeah, you can honestly see that picture. That barracuda is really, really big. I mean, but talk about that one here. I actually did the Google slides on my own work. I talked about the barracudas, and basically they live in the deep water, and they're kind of like a little nasty creatures. And they're not like sharks, but that's what happens with that. Oh, sorry about that. That was my watch, so don't go question about that.
Yeah, this guy. Remember him? The
Yep.
one that ate Nemo's mom? Remember that childhood trauma? Of course you do.
Yeah.
We're all still paying for therapy for that
Of course.
one. Although this guy looks to be a Pacific barracuda, and the ones we're dealing with today are the Great Barracuda. Bigger, faster, and way more intimidating in my opinion.
Well, it kind of scares it for the least. I mean, that's basically when I notice things. I mean, that's the fish. I mean, you got to get that.
They are very aggressive and cunning hunters that rely on quick surprise attacks to kill their prey, and they'll have a go at just about anything if they think they can take it on. Well, our dive master pointed them out to us casually, but then turned back to the rock to show us something else. I, however, was more interested in these two giant predators. I hovered over my group watching the barracudas for a little bit, when I noticed they both slowly started coming towards me. Now, I was a big marine biology nerd back then, and I'd read in books that barracudas tend to be curious and follow divers from time to time. As long as you're not spearfishing or provoking them, they won't go into bitey mode. So
I basically don't even know about it. I thought they usually bite.
Wasn't too concerned about them approaching. The bigger one came in close and turned the entire length of his body towards me, his eye flickered out, looking me up and down. He was large, pushing 4 feet, maybe longer.
Well, I thought that was going to be like, what are you looking at, Willis?
And the second one eyeing me from behind him wasn't much smaller. Not to forget those big sharp teeth are a trait you can't exactly ignore, especially when they're that close. Close. In the midst of all of this, it suddenly occurred to me.
Oh boy.
He's quite close. In fact, I could maybe reach out and touch him right
now
if I were dumb enough.
I would not touch its teeth. They're too sharp.
Maybe I should check to make sure my group isn't leaving without me. I looked over my shoulder, expecting everyone to have moved on a few yards away. But what I saw instead made my blood run cold. My group was huddling together like frightened prey animals, just staring up at the barracudas.
Oh, that's kind of pretty freaky, eh?
Their masks perfectly framing the terrified looks in their eyes.
Kind of nightmarish to me. Oh boy.
Excuse me, it's just come to my attention that I'm in danger.
Yes, you are.
I swam back down to my group, but the barracuda were still in hot pursuit, following me every kick of the way. The dive master was holding his arms out to me, and when I finally reached him, he grabbed me and shoved me behind him, hiding me amongst the others. My heart was racing. I thought over and over to myself,
they're going after the little one. They've picked me out as the weakest in the herd. I don't want to be fish food.
We had a real standoff here. These fish were after me like I owed them a debt.
Well, I guess they are. I mean, they're definitely like predators.
All right, buddy, just hand over the tasty morsel and we don't break no kneecaps, capiche?
That's when the dive master started waving his hand out to them, aggressively trying to shoo them away. But the real kicker here was clear as a bell. Even underwater,
Seriously?
You could hear this brave man shouting through his regulator,
Go away! Go away!
Hey,
Frankie, I think this one's trying to communicate.
Eventually, during this intense stalemate, the smaller of the two barracuda got a little too close to the other and they accidentally bumped into each other. Startled by the contact, they zipped off into the void of the blue sea, never to return.
You know, definitely accidents happen.
The dive master turned around to see all of us applauding him gratefully. He smiled with his eyes, stuck his hand inside his wetsuit, and made the motion of a very fast heartbeat.
Pretty cool.
You and me both, buddy.
Yeah.
We returned to the boat, and when we were all on board, I yelled out,
"What was up with those barracudas?"
Well, the thing I forgot to mention about our dive friend Susie was that she also was an expert dive master with decades of experience, and she helped shed some light on the situation. I had never read this in my fish books before, but barracudas are very attracted to shiny objects.
They are. Maybe one of each golds. I couldn't say anything if they're gems like treasures.
Reason for that? They look like the scales of fish. You know, the thing they hunt. And
Exactly.
what, pray tell, had I tied into my hair that was floating all around my head while we were underwater?
Oh, yeah, that was
ding,
kinda...
ding, ding, you guessed it. Shiny beads.
Yeah, I guess that it were shiny beads. Not like messy old hair. Like seaweed.
Made my head into a giant fishing lure.
Huh.
Well, I guess this is what you'd call a bad hair day.
You think so? A bad hair day? What do you always gotta say? Ah! Okay. Well, I guess that Unleashed Beasts definitely fall out of the water. I mean, I guess I'll take it over then. Yeah, do you think that is funny?
Here's a fun fact for you. There may be a handful of millennials out there who remember this story because in high school I submitted it to the now defunct teen magazine Cosmo Girl.
Oh, yeah,
and they
definitely,
published
yeah.
it in their Mi Vida Loca section.
I did not know that.
The day I found out my family and I were on a flight to Orlando, I was seated away from everyone else and casually reading the latest issue of Cosmo Girl that I had just bought from the airport. I read the first couple sentences of the story and thought, oh wow, a story about a girl who scuba dives. What a coincidence.
I wasn't even sure if it was going to be that.
Wait a minute.
I'm the girl who scuba dives.
What?
Mom, guess what? I'm a published writer. You can finally be proud of me.
I don't even know if she remembers it, so I don't think that may not be the right thing.
I lost that issue when we moved to our new house, but I think I remember it had a light pink cover with some pop idol girl on it, and the story was called Bad Hair Day, and it would have been an early 2000s
Oh, that might have
issue.
been why.
If any of you internet sleuths out there feel like finding it, I'd be more than happy to shout you out in the next video.
Okay.
Just one more thing, explainers. This treehouse is getting a little cramped, so I'm having an estate sale over at the shop. Everything must go to make way for the new limited edition items we're making this year. And the best part is, if you spend $40 or more, you get your choice of one of these guys for free. That's a $25 item for zip. You can even just get this bundle right here and automatically be eligible for your gift. Waste no time because, like I said, everything must go. Anyways, explainers and entertainers, that's all I got. Thank you for 10 years of support.
This is amazing.
And thank you so much for tuning in. But now I gotta tune out. Bye!
Alright, so that's a bye for now. Very nice. And I gotta say that the sets have been turning out to be very good, and I honestly gotta say, I love that kind of a chaperone and he's part of the celebration with 10 years, but already past 10 years, but you gotta enjoy it to admit it. So by 20 years, it's gonna be definitely on the next part of its journey for Rebecca Parham's channel, so we'll have to see about that. Anyways, without Unleashed Beast, a Son of Beast, but actually it's more likely considerable to change anything, I'm going to list this as very nice excursion on the shore, and this will be an 8 out of 10. So with that being said, I'm going to have to tune this one out for now. I mean, I don't know where Son of Beast is, but I guess I got nothing else to say. Gosh, that was crazy. Man, I don't think so. I don't think I can definitely just swim that longer in a deep sea. They really are getting over on me. I almost got attacked by the Barracudas, which is so close. Well, I hope it won't be eaten again. For least. Hey, viewers. Hope you all are enjoying this part of my reaction. As for the scary stories of Barracudas. That's right, Chris from Son of Beast here, as the Never voice act goes on to me. But anyways, thank you very much for watching for my videos, and with that, it's always important to give everybody a credit, and of course to Rebecca Parham's channel, that basically explains things about why Scary Barricudas are the one thing important to know. So when you're scuba diving, you just want to be really very careful and not go near the fishes. You just always have to stay with the group. Especially if you're in danger to it, you just have to swim very, very quickly. Well, they can definitely spy on you very fast, believing you that you will leave a big mark and that'll be bleeding all over you. But as I mentioned it before, the Scary Barracuda stories are turning out to be like its efficiency to have its predator. It's essentially that making its hunt from the small fishes, but except they can't eat sharks. So that's definitely a different thing. As for being said, for now, if you got a chance to scuba dive, consider yourself as a noteworthy credit or snorkeling or the other side of it. Perhaps I will definitely fight for fear to get on with the snorkeling in the deep sea of Florida. Yeah, that's definitely what I'm going to be doing for you for next. So keep your eyes on the next video for another one. I will be able to try to visit back to Tampa again, hopefully by Busch Gardens, Tampa. And by the way, it's definitely been a long time since I haven't really done any videos for the NHL. So there are a couple of Game of the Nights games left to go, and perhaps I will present to you in the next video. So with that, thank you all very much for watching, and so long for as a while as a Scary Barracuda story dial of the reaction video. This is Chris from Son of Beast, and I'll see you all next time. Bye guys.
If you don't, somebody will.